Over 112,000 people voted, casting more than 1 million ballots. The results defy expectations. From convicted moguls to controversial royals, the public's harshest judgment lands on names you wouldn't expect, and one placement reveals society's double standard in stunning clarity. This is the most comprehensive celebrity ranking of 2025, where the people have spoken, and what they're saying will make you question everything you thought you knew about accountability in Hollywood. Who do you think claimed the most disliked spot? Comment your prediction before we reveal the shocking number 1. And here's what makes this different. This isn't some tabloid opinion piece or clickbait speculation. Ranker's voting system lets real people continuously vote, re-rank, and reshape this list in real time. Over 1 million votes have been cast, and the rankings shift as public sentiment evolves. So, what you're about to hear isn't what some writer thinks, it's what the masses have decided. Starting at number 10, Jada Pinkett Smith turned her personal life into content, and it backfired spectacularly. Her Red Table Talk series became a platform for airing family grievances, relationship details, and private struggles that most people keep behind closed doors. The entanglement admission regarding her relationship with August Alsina while separated from Will Smith became instant meme material. Then came the 2022 Oscars slap, Will Smith assaulting Chris Rock over a joke about Jada's alopecia, followed by revelations in her memoir that she and Will had been secretly separated since 2016. The public grew exhausted. What began as refreshing honesty morphed into performance art of dysfunction. People stopped viewing her as vulnerable and started seeing calculated attention-seeking. Her recent Netflix special and continued media presence suggest she's either oblivious to or undeterred by the backlash. There's a fine line between transparency and oversharing. She crossed it years ago. At number 9, Kanye West's descent from genius to pariah happened with stunning velocity. His 2022 anti-Semitic tirades on social media and in interviews destroyed the protective bubble his talent had created. Adidas dropped him, costing him his billionaire status overnight. Gap terminated their partnership. Balenciaga cut ties. His documentary was shelved. The man who revolutionized hip-hop production and created some of the century's most influential albums had finally gone too far. Mental health struggles explain some behavior, but excuse none of it. His support for Donald Trump had already fractured his fan base, but hatred toward Jewish people crossed a line that even his most loyal defenders couldn't rationalize. Forbes estimated he lost $400 million in brand deals within weeks. The artistic legacy remains undeniable. College Dropout through My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy represents genuine innovation. But legacy isn't enough when you're actively promoting harm. Genius doesn't grant immunity from consequences. Number 8 reveals how brand authenticity matters. Ellen DeGeneres' trademark sign-off, "Be kind to one another," became a punchline after dozens of former employees described a toxic workplace culture defined by fear, intimidation, and psychological abuse. The 2020 investigation revealed allegations that contradicted everything her public persona represented. Producers were fired, apologies were issued, but the damage couldn't be undone. Her talk show ended in 2022 after 19 seasons, not because of ratings, but because the audience lost faith. She's since retreated to stand-up comedy and released a Netflix special where she addressed the controversy with deflection rather than accountability. The comedian who built an empire on relatability and warmth was revealed as allegedly mean-spirited and detached. When your entire brand is kindness, hypocrisy hits different. The LGBTQ+ community particularly felt betrayed. She was supposed to represent progress. At number 7 sits the most controversial name on this entire list. Meghan Markle generates more debate than anyone else here. She appears on both most disliked and most admired lists simultaneously. Half the world sees a woman who challenged a racist institution and spoke her truth in the Oprah interview that shook Buckingham Palace. The other half sees an opportunist who married into royalty, complained about the job, then monetized her victimhood through Netflix deals and tell-all books. Her critics accuse her of manipulating Prince Harry and destroying his family relationships. Her supporters see a black woman subjected to vicious tabloid racism that the palace refused to defend her against. The Sussex brand faces constant scrutiny. Every podcast, every public appearance, every statement gets dissected. What's undeniable is this: women who disrupt powerful institutions always pay a higher price than men who commit actual crimes. That pattern becomes clearer as we continue. Number 6 belongs to Jake Paul, with 29,800 votes, proving his transformation from Disney Channel to public enemy defies logic. He rose to fame on Vine, landed a role on Disney's Bizaardvark, then got fired for increasingly reckless behavior. His YouTube stunts involved dangerous pranks, his West Hollywood rental became a neighborhood nightmare, and he was charged with criminal trespass during the George Floyd protests. Now he's pivoted to professional boxing, fighting opponents carefully selected to make him look good. Critics call it a circus. His fans call it genius marketing. The reality sits somewhere between calculated controversy and genuine delusion. His brother Logan may have found redemption through podcasting and WWE, but Jake keeps doubling down. Sometimes the villain role pays too well to quit. But Jake's antics look tame compared to what's coming. At number 5, Chris Brown collected 33,000 votes, proving that talent cannot erase violence. The 2009 assault on Rihanna, his then-girlfriend, left physical scars that healed faster than his public image ever will. Photos of her injuries circulated globally, creating an indelible association between his name and domestic violence. He's won Grammys since then, including Best R&B Album for Fame in 2012, and maintains a dedicated fan base that streams his music religiously. But commercial success doesn't equal redemption. Multiple subsequent allegations and legal issues have kept the pattern visible. His defenders claim he's paid his dues and deserves forgiveness. His critics argue that continued success sends a dangerous message about accountability. The divide is stark. When someone shows you who they are, believe them even if they can dance. We're entering territory where the allegations grow darker. Number 4 earned 39,500 votes, more than the previous 3 celebrities combined. Bill Cosby's betrayal of trust operates on a massive scale the public hasn't forgotten. Over 60 women accused him of sexual assault spanning decades, allegations that finally resulted in a 2018 conviction. His 2021 release on a technicality didn't erase the guilty verdict in the court of public opinion. The man who portrayed Cliff Huxtable, the wholesome father figure millions welcomed into their homes, was revealed as something far darker. His conviction was overturned not because he was innocent, but because of a procedural issue with prosecutorial agreements. The Cosby Show reruns vanished from television. His legacy dissolved overnight. When the persona and the person are that far apart, redemption becomes mathematically impossible. The top 3 involve royals, moguls, and international scandal. The bronze medal for public hatred goes to Prince Andrew, Duke of York, with 11,600 votes. The royal family has survived scandals for centuries, but some stains don't wash out. His association with convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein and subsequent allegations destroyed his reputation permanently. The infamous 2019 BBC interview became a masterclass in how not to handle a crisis. His claims about being unable to sweat and visiting a Pizza Express in Woking became instant punchlines. He settled a civil lawsuit with Virginia Giuffre in 2022 without admitting guilt, but the damage was irreversible. Queen Elizabeth stripped him of his military titles and royal patronages before her death. Now King Charles has effectively sidelined him from public life entirely. Blood may be thicker than water, but not thicker than public disgrace. The monarchy's survival depends on cutting off its own limbs when necessary. Silver medal territory brings us Andrew Tate with 17,600 votes. Would you trust life advice from someone who calls himself a misogynist? This self-proclaimed king of toxic masculinity is a former kickboxer turned controversial influencer who has amassed 10.7 million Twitter followers, while simultaneously facing 6 separate legal investigations across 3 countries. For criminal cases and 2 civil suits in Romania, the United Kingdom, and the United States. His commentary promoting mano-fear ideology got him banned from multiple social media platforms, yet his influence persists. Tate was the third most Googled person in 2023, proving that controversy generates curiosity. The disconnect is staggering. Millions follow him while simultaneously voting him among the most despised. His presence reveals an uncomfortable truth about internet culture. Hate following is still following. But he's not number one. The most disliked celebrity of 2025, by a landslide, is Sean Combs with 46,138 votes. How does a billionaire music mogul go from red carpets to orange jumpsuits? Diddy Puff Daddy, whatever name he used, claimed the top spot, and it's not even close. His fall from grace accelerated dramatically when federal prosecutors charged him with racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution. The man who built Bad Boy Entertainment and shaped hip-hop for decades now sits in jail awaiting trial, with accusations spanning years of alleged abuse and coercion. What once seemed like untouchable power has crumbled into a cautionary tale. When wealth and influence meet alleged criminality, public opinion turns savage. His legacy now carries an asterisk that no Grammy can erase. The public has spoken, and their judgment is final. Beyond the top 10, patterns emerge. James Corden arrived in America with promise and left with resentment. The Late Late Show host and carpool karaoke creator initially charmed audiences, but stories of alleged off-camera behavior painted a different picture. Restaurant staff described him as abusive and entitled. The owner of New York's Balthazar restaurant publicly banned him in 2022 for being the most abusive customer in 25 years, calling his behavior toward servers nasty before reluctantly accepting his apology. Industry insiders shared similar tales of rudeness and superiority complex. His on-screen persona, jovial, self-deprecating, enthusiastic, clashed with these allegations of behind-the-scenes cruelty. He returned to Britain in 2023 when his show ended, with many Americans feeling relieved rather than disappointed. The contrast between public charm and private conduct became impossible to ignore. Being talented doesn't excuse treating people like props. Elon Musk transformed from innovative entrepreneur to polarizing political figure faster than a Tesla accelerates. His acquisition of Twitter, rebranded as X, became a masterclass in destroying brand value and user trust. Mass layoffs, verification chaos, and algorithmic changes favoring his own posts alienated users. His increasingly right-wing political commentary and promotion of conspiracy theories fractured his once loyal fan base. He attacked advertisers fleeing the platform, telling them to go fuck yourself in a public interview while simultaneously losing billions in ad revenue. His involvement in politics, including massive donations supporting candidates and policies, further divided public opinion. Tesla sales have suffered as progressive customers, previously his core demographic, switched to competitors. SpaceX and Starlink achievements still impress, but his personal conduct overshadows technological innovation. The richest person on Earth discovered that wealth can't purchase respect. Sometimes less tweeting equals more wisdom. Understanding how these rankings form matters for context. Ranker operates on a dynamic voting system where registered users can vote items up or down and create their own personalized rankings. The algorithm weights votes based on recency, user activity, and voting patterns to prevent manipulation. Unlike static lists created by a single writer, this ranking reflects over 1,400,000 votes cast by 112,000 individual voters. The list updates continuously as new votes arrive, meaning today's rankings might shift by tomorrow. Users can re-rank the entire list, creating competing hierarchies that influence the overall placement. This crowdsourced approach reveals genuine public sentiment rather than editorial opinion. However, it also means that celebrities currently in the news cycle receive disproportionate attention and votes. The system isn't perfect, but it's more democratic than traditional media rankings. Public opinion, captured in real time, tells us something profound about collective values. Notice something disturbing about this list? Women who challenge institutions or overshare receive similar vote counts as men convicted of violent crimes. Meghan Markle's votes rival those of convicted individuals. Ellen DeGeneres faces comparable backlash to men with assault allegations. Jada Pinkett Smith's oversharing generates hatred matching those accused of actual harm. The pattern reveals a troubling double standard. Men can commit documented violence, fraud, or sexual assault and still maintain careers. Women who are merely annoying, outspoken, or unconventional face disproportionate wrath. Chris Brown continues selling out concerts despite documented domestic violence. Bill Cosby's conviction was overturned on a technicality. Meanwhile, women face career destruction for being difficult or unlikable. Society punishes women for personality flaws while giving men second chances after criminal behavior. The vote distribution isn't just about individual celebrities. It's a mirror reflecting who we hold accountable and who we excuse. This ranking exposes uncomfortable truths about collective judgment and selective accountability. We punish women for being annoying more harshly than we punish men for violence. We forgive talent when it wears the right face. We demand perfection from those who challenge power structures while excusing criminal behavior from those we find entertaining. The celebrities at the top aren't necessarily the worst humans, they're the ones who violated specific social contracts. Diddy's alleged crimes are objectively worse than Meghan Markle's media interviews, yet both generate intense public hatred. The difference lies in expectations. We expected better from some and nothing from others. The list also reveals our relationship with celebrity itself. We build people up to tear them down, creating cycles of worship and destruction. Perhaps the most disliked celebrities aren't really about them at all. They're about us projecting our values, frustrations, and biases onto public figures who can't fight back. The mirror isn't flattering.